Guys, don't, just don't rack kettlebells like this. This is so cringy. And my main man, Hardball, my brother, don't take this. I'm not trying to attack anybody, but elbows close to the body. If you are over 40 and you want to become strong, fit, and lean without going to the gym twice as fast, then download my free ebook in the first link in the description. Grüezi miteinander, Gregory von Lebe hier. I'm a professional kettlebell athlete as well as trainer, and I help over 40s, 50s, and 60s get into the shape of their life through the power of kettlebell training. I want to pick this series back up because I think it's vital and crucial that you have an expert analyze these typical fitness influencer workouts. Now, I'm not saying that every fitness influencer is not worth their salt. What I am saying is that the kettlebell requires a certain skill set that not many are familiar with. You have to belong to a certain lineage of physical culture that is endowed with the knowledge, the skill set, and the experience of kettlebell training, so you can design a program and a workout that not only makes sense, but that is also fun and effective. My brother Levi Marquardt said it best: making yourself tired versus training. It's fine to chase a feeling of exhaustion if you have no real training or performance goal. Sometimes checking off that exercise box is necessary for your mental health too. I fully agree. But it's hardly a recipe for long-term adherence or success. More hamster wheel than progression. Do it if you enjoy. Just don't pay for it. This is the typical fitness influencer workout. I make it look explosively, I make it look flashy, and I do exercises we have never seen before. And then he doesn't claim it, but it's not that athletes train like this. And you see it in the first comments. Real athletes do not train like this. These exercises will result in zero muscle and strength gains. It's just funny looking exercises chained together, especially this one. Now, an elevated row where you have a kettlebell that's a little bit in a deficit position might give you a bigger or greater stretch for the lats, which is cool, but you don't have to put that band on your body. And it's not like this works in a case where you feel like, okay, I'm gonna add the row and now I need that little bench, then I have to put the band around my back, and then I have to do it explosively. Just do a regular kettlebell row. Top 8 exercises from Khabib, my main man, again here. So that gives you the impression that Khabib, because he's such a great MMA fighter, is doing these crazy exercises. I guarantee you he probably does none of it. And if he does some of it, there might be a specific exercise that he does, because a certain joint action he requires in MMA fighting can be mimicked with weights to get some additional gains and some additional speed or strength or whatever. But this is highly exclusive and limited to an elite athlete and to a very good coach who understands joint actions, who understands biomechanics. But other than this, again, my main man, he's just making it look flashy. And look, check the first comment. I need a recovery day just for watching. This circle of clean, I'm assuming it's a very light kettlebell, no solid hand insertion, and then that lunge step. It's just not needed. There is a circle of clean that can be done, but again, you want to do it standing, because then you can use the strongest muscles in your body, which kettlebells are known for. We want to train the midsection, the legs, the glutes, so then you can do it standing and do a solid circle of clean. But again, a circle of clean is also a very rare exercise that I don't count to the big 10 that we do on a yearly basis with all of our clients. If he gets this amount of likes, which equals lots of exposure, he's going to do this. So the algorithm incentivizes this type of strange exercises and this type of behavior, because he knows this is how I'm getting exposure. So if I do a normal looking exercise, nobody's gonna watch it. So this is the Joe Rogan workout that I did on the YouTube channel, which performed exceptionally well. So he has the warm up where he does 20 push-ups and 20 squats for 5 sets. Then it's single hand swings, renegade rows, the windmill, and a clean and press or a clean and jerk. 3 sets of 10 per side for every exercise. And that's a very awesome workout. You can check it. I have it on the channel. It's really taxing. I did it with a 24, a 28, and a 32, and I really enjoy it. Look at that high jump. Look at this. That guy is flying. These are sport-specific exercises for speed and explosiveness. And where does this stuff come from? It comes from Dr. Yuri Verkhoshansky. He calls it the shock method. And he says, if you want to develop explosiveness, you do lots of jumping. So from a bench down or just from the stand. And what you are doing actually is you want to make sure that the time passing between muscle relaxation and muscle tension does not exceed 0.14 seconds. So this means that activation happens so quickly, and this is how you train explosiveness. And that's actually stuff that makes sense. And believe me, this is so massively taxing. If you are a beginner, you have no business doing this. Jumping around requires lots of skills. You have to have strong tendons, strong muscles, strong ligaments. This takes ages to build up. And while I think it is awesome, and it surely grants you some specific benefits, especially for athletes, I wouldn't consider these exercises a prerequisite for you to get fit, strong, and healthy. And here we have another iteration of some form of Yuri Verkhoshansky's shock method with lots and lots of jumping. The only issue that I might have with this is the instability aspect with the ball when you jump on the ball and back down. But these are, I would consider this sport-specific joint actions that a football player has to do on a daily basis. So you want to strengthen these so you get stronger and better and faster on the field. Now, the stability component might be an issue, like I said, but if you are a high-level athlete, you have built up your GPP to an extent where you are able to do stuff like this. And this is very specific, the jumping stuff. Jumping is crucial to build your explosiveness. Go check out Dr. Yuri Verkhoshansky. Now, you might say this looks fairly similar to what a boxer has to do with the cutting and the moving, especially with the rotational stuff. What we would need in this case is to have a biomechanist stand right here with us and say, all right, listen, these are exactly joint actions and muscles that are required to activate, and we need to make them stronger for certain punches and certain movements in boxing or MMA. So therefore it makes sense. Yet again, this might be high level athleticism. For every normal person, I'll never ever do any type of exercise like this with the kettlebell. Never. Even for normal practitioners, I would consider this a waste of time. But again, look at it. 38,000 likes. The exposure, the content mill. So he gets incentivized to put out stuff like this. If he ever comes up with a single swing or a normal clean and press, everybody be like, bro, how boring. Guys, don't rack kettlebells like this. This is so cringy. And my main man, Hardball, my brother, don't take this. I'm not trying to attack anybody, but elbows close to the body like this, and then you push up, press up, or jerk in a straight line. And please, for the love of God, you need to have a solid hand insertion. You can't have the kettlebell laying on here. It looks like a handbag. No, that's not it, my man. And these kettlebells are way too light. So that dude looks pretty fit, right? But of course, he's not going to grab heavy kettlebells because it's going to challenge him to the max and break him down so awfully that he's never going to pick them up again, let alone do a video about it. But I mean, a thruster, this is a thruster that's powerful. Now, that knee pull in, that kind of like mountain climber, is fine. Rows, this is baby weights, way too light for the guy. And that, no, like I said, so many people do this, that marching stuff. Yes, you might tell me this is good for balance. You might tell me this is good for your sides, but separate balance from strength training, separate balance from kettlebell stuff. And most people want to do this for the obliques and the sides and the abs and the core. Suitcase walks. Do them. You won't regret it. And this is Juji Mufu, the legend. I just like the guy. I love the guy. And this is a crazy level of stability, isometric strength on this play. And Juju's known for this stuff. So he's not walking around claiming that you're supposed to do this. So what he does is just, he's doing crazy stuff. So a renegade row with a 41 kg kettlebell with a ring. And yeah, this is the kettlebell training final boss. Exactly. So here we go again. We see Joe Rogan's workout, which made the rounds quite a lot, which I think is awesome. Now, this is a solid swing. The only thing that I would critique, because I saw this video before, is when the kettlebell drops into the backswing, give it a little bit more sway. So upper body moves forward a little bit more, give the hammies a little bit more of a stretch, hinge it a bit more. This is not wrong, not at all. But I would just have you get used to the pendulum a little bit more so that you understand what the hinge really feels like, because this is first of all such an awesome move, and it stretches the muscle and looses the brakes on the muscles, which is so awesome. Other than this, I like it. So clean and a press, super solid. One thing that I always would love make sure is you press up in a straight line. I think it does it fairly well. It's just missing a little bit of the pendulum. Other than this, I like it. The windmill is solid too. And then he has the renegades at the end, right? Yeah, super solid with the push press, with the push up. So one thing that I always like to do is I like to single them out. So I do renegade rows only, and then I do push ups. But at the end of the day, this is preference. But yeah, super solid work. My Mr. Everyday Hero Fitness. Here's the next thing that you have to do. Clean and press that like and subscribe button. Share with a friend who's also interested in kettlebells. And if you made it this far, download my free ebook in the first link in the description called the Kettlebell Code. If you're over 40, 50, or 60, you don't have a lot of time, but you still want to take care of your fitness, this is where the kettlebell comes in. And I'm going to give you a shortcut with my free ebook. You find it in the first link in the description or in the pinned comment. Download it right now. It's 100% free.